I know you didn't. I know you guys think I forgot Russ, but I could speak all night about Russell. An emotional guy who will run through a wall for me. I love you, man. I love you. A lot of people put unfair criticism on you as a player, and I'm the first to have your back, man, through it all. Just stay the person you are, man. Everybody loves you here. I love you.
Today's video is brought to you by SKILLSHARE, the #1 online learning community for creators. Use the link in the description section below to start your learning experience today. There are about 7.8 billion people residing on the planet Earth. Within that 7.8 billion, there are only 450 roster spots in the National Basketball Association. With the aspirations of becoming a professional basketball player, 1 out of 17 high school players have the probability of making a college roster. 1 out of every 110 players have the probability of making an NCAA Division I roster. And only 1 out of every 1,920 players have the probability of making a National Basketball Association roster. The odds of being blessed with the skill, the height, the talent, the desire, and path leading into the NBA is very, very slim. Any athlete fortunate enough to make it that far has definitely put in the work, the time, blood, sweat, and tears to be celebrated as a superior athlete. Personally, I have respect for them all because I was a high school athlete that wasn't fortunate enough to make a Division I roster, let alone a professional. Putting that aside, let's get into the topic at hand. Brody, Mr. Russell Westbrook himself. Now, my first impression of Russ may sound a little weird and like a slight to some people, but I hope most of you can understand where I'm coming from here. His demeanor reminded me of like one of those bad kids in the neighborhood that was gonna give you pure hell from morning to night every time you saw him. It was funny to me, and I loved every minute of it. The relentlessness, the competitive spirit, the desire to be great, and the fearlessness that was something that more athletes should aspire to have within themselves. Once he lost his first running mate in Kevin Durant, after about 7 years of being teammates, he went on a tear, obtaining the MVP, Most Valuable Player award, and becoming the first player to average a triple-double, and did it 4 years straight. Damn good, right? The only player to accomplish this since the great Oscar Robertson that did it many years ago. Over the last 5 years, though, Russell Westbrook has been a part of 5 different franchises. He's been criticized quite a bit over the course of his career also. They blamed him for Kevin Durant leaving. They blamed him for Paul George leaving. And recently, he's gotten the bulk of the blame for the Lakers' shortcomings. The criticism has gotten so bad that somehow it had turned Russell Westbrook into somewhat of a sympathetic figure where everyone, players and commentators alike, feel the need to come to Russell Westbrook's defense. Before even speaking about basketball, commentators feel the need to clarify their statements by talking about how good of a father, a friend, a husband, or a businessman and human being that Russ is, before they lay into the criticism of his performance on the basketball court.
I want to state for the record, his character is not to be challenged. He's a family man. He don't get in any trouble. He don't engage in any nonsense. He gives back to the community. He cares about people a lot of people don't give a damn about. And he's very philanthropic and charitable with his time, his money, his energy, the whole bit. He's a good brother.
Yeah.
And his family. His father came to me to give me a hug. It was great to see his dad, when, the other night at the Clippers game or what have you. I've loved his father for years, and his mama is wonderful, and I know his wife is great too, and we know all of that about Russ.
Let's just keep it a buck. In today's NBA, if you can't shoot, or if your team is inefficient from the three-point line, you're going to get killed. Point blank, period. If you add on top of that reckless turnovers and the inability to be efficient from the free throw line, you may as well write your own damn obituary. Russell Westbrook is shooting 41% from the field, 30% from three-point range, and 66% from the free throw line. These terrible numbers while averaging about 5 turnovers a game. This is not a recipe for success. And when you say this, people automatically assume you're being a hater or trying to paint some, outrageous narrative they think. The fact of the matter is, this man literally has blooper reel highlights of him in singular games. Not talking about seasons, singular games, turning over the ball and making terrible decisions on the basketball floor. I don't say this because I dislike him or want the man to fail. Never that. I initially thought that if anyone could help him succeed in today's NBA, it would be him playing alongside LeBron James, the greatest to ever do it. Obviously, I was wrong on that one, right? To say that all the Lakers' failures, though, during this time with their organization was just his fault would be completely wrong also. The thing is that his poor play and terrible decision making made it a tough situation, damn near impossible. Some of those shots and turnovers were completely demoralizing. For instance, to claw your way back into a ball game that you were losing, only to have your future Hall of Fame point guard come down and jack up an ill-advised three-point shot with about 40 seconds plus left on the game clock.
1-point game, half a minute to play. Lakers and Russ into the front court. Russ will pull up. No, Russ, no, he missed it. Taken now by Portland. They can take the lead.
Knowing full well that he can't shoot and he bricks it, it just deflates all of your energy and effort in the moment. This has been a reoccurring theme with Russell Westbrook. Him being traded to the Jazz before the trade deadline and being bought out to end up with the Los Angeles Clippers will give him a fresh start with some decent shooting around him. The Russell Westbrook apologists and hopefuls that he can somehow stick it to the Lakers just because fans were literally booing his poor performance and begging him not to shoot.
Trying to contain Malik Monk. Westbrook thought about it. Crowd kind of telling him no, and he missed it. Davis, another rebound. Fouled and one. Anthony Davis dominated down low on a chance for a three-point play.
Well, they need to understand that unless he finds a jump shot, makes better decisions with the basketball, and starts to hit better than 65% of his free throws, we'll be having the same conversation that has been had while he was with the Los Angeles Lakers. It will continue to be had while he's with the Clippers. Whether the criticism leveled against Russell Westbrook is fair or not, that's completely subjective. What is not subjective is that he has been on 5 different teams in the last 5 years, and some of those same people rushing and running to his defense, claiming that the media and everyone is being so unfair. A lot of those same people left him high and dry in the past 5 years. since he was so great, ask yourself, why did those people leave? Deuces.
Turnover tape. Here we go. We got all 7 of them. What is that? Russ, what are you doing? What were you thinking there? Russ, are you thinking? Oh, Russ, dribbled off your own foot, I believe. Whoops. Russ, 7 turnovers. Russ, easy. No, that's just a bad idea. Jalen Green intercepts that. Russ, we're about to get to
This is
my
right here.
favorite of the night. Whoops.
Oh my goodness.
Russ,
That's what I like. Are you kidding
lost
me?
the handle and lost it out of bounds. Russ, no, you lobbed it to the
backboard.
Yep. Russ, you can't dribble between 2 guys. They teach you that in grade school, right? Russ, think. No, there are 2 guys in between you and your target, right? The bank was closed on this one because Russ tries a jumper here late in the 3rd quarter. They're up 1, and he shoots it so high up, he hits the tip top of the backboard. Russ, and again, demoralized.